Do you find yourself struggling to balance your budget, constantly in debt, or worrying about money? Adopting a frugal mindset can dramatically turn around your financial situation. I'm Vicky, I'm a mum and journalist who writes about frugal living. Being freelance for the last 6 years means that I've had to come up with new and creative ways to balance my budget and be more frugal, and I love to share those with you on this channel. Here are 8 things that frugal people do every single day that you can easily incorporate into your own life to help you stress less about money and save more. Number 1, they take care of their health. You cannot pour from a cup that is empty. And this is so true in every single aspect of your life, your work, your personal, your family life. If you are tired, burnt out, unwell, then you will not be able to give the best of you to living your life. And that can have an impact on your finances. And it's a vicious cycle as well. Struggling with money can make you very stressed and very anxious and cause you to not look after your physical health. Not looking after your physical and mental health means that you struggle to work, and so that then has a knock-on impact on your finances, and so the cycle continues. While in the UK, ill health can cost you time in terms of productivity and precious time spent with your loved ones, in the US and elsewhere, it can also cost you money when it comes to healthcare bills. So frugal people make sure that they take some time to take care of themselves. This involves getting a good diet, getting some exercise every single day, and taking care of your mental health. There is so much value in taking a little step back from your day-to-day worries. Even just something simple like getting a breath of fresh air and going for a walk can give you a little bit of perspective and a little bit of distance from things that are stressing you out or worrying you. Next up, the 70% rule. Frugal people don't all follow the same budgeting method, but they're aware of their financial situation and they make sure to live below their means. The 70% rule is a really great general rule to follow if you're just getting started with a budget. What is it? So what you do is you figure out what your income is after tax, and then you work out what 70% of that is. That 70% is what goes to your essential expenses every single month, and then the remaining money is split between your wants, the fun days out and meals out, and your savings. Let's say you bring home £3 grand a month, then 70% of that would be 2,100. So in theory, what you want to try and do is get your expenses to cost £2,100 or less. That money should be used to cover your essential expenses, such as your mortgage or rent, your car, travel costs, and your bills. Some people suggest that you then put 20% towards your fun money budget and then 10% towards savings. How you do that split is down to you. You might want to plow more into savings if you have a particularly lofty savings goal that you're trying to reach. And if you're not managing to keep your expenses below 70%, then that's maybe a sign that you either need to take a look at your big ticket expenses and see if you can cut back, or you need to look at ways to increase your income. The next thing that frugal people do every single day is that they use up what they have. They find a way to make use of all of their possessions so that they get best value for money, and they're not going out and buying new stuff to replace things that they haven't actually used up yet. One good example would be food. A frugal person makes a plan to use up everything in their fridge and freezer and in their cupboards before it goes out of date and has to be thrown away. Instead of going out and buying a new outfit for a wedding or a special occasion, they make use of the clothes that they own already. And if anything breaks, then they make efforts to fix it before they just give up, chuck it out, and buy something new to replace it. It's amazing what tips you can find online for solving problems with broken fixtures and appliances around the house. Take care of and get use out of the stuff that you already own, and you will easily spend less money. Number 4, frugal people spend mindfully. One of the biggest misunderstandings of frugality is that it's all about celebrating spending as little as possible. Cutting toilet roll sheets in half, using an old sock as a coffee filter, spending all your holidays in a moldy caravan in your driveway. Actually, this just isn't the case. Smart frugality is about using money as a tool to help you enjoy your life. You make smart choices to reach your financial goals, and then you use money that you can afford to spend on things that really matter to you. And you're secure and guilt-free when you spend it. When spending money, frugal people are focused on things that enrich their life, making memories, quality items that last, getting best value for money, and also, really importantly, valuing their time. Sometimes it is worth spending money in order to claw back your time. Maybe that time is valuable to you because it gives you time with your family, or maybe that time is valuable to you because it means that you're freed up to work and earn more money. Sometimes there's like a cost effectiveness to spending money. A good example of this might be certain DIY jobs that are either beyond your skill set or very, very time consuming. Sometimes it makes more sense for you to pay for someone to come and do that so that you've got time to work and earn more money, or you've got time that you really value to spend with your family. It's about weighing up and making smart decisions. Number 5, they think long term. We can't rely on winning the lottery to make us wealthy, although it would be really, really nice. For most of us, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Frugal people make smart decisions today in order to meet their financial goals in the future, understanding that it might take time, but commitment to a plan will help them to reach the end goal. Thinking longer term about how you can realistically adapt your budget. And realistic is really, really important here, because if you make a budget where you've made a whole bunch of like commitments to spending absolutely nothing, chances are a month, 2 months goes by and that budget goes out the window because you haven't set a realistic budget that actually you're going to be able to have the willpower to stick with. So it has to be realistic. And when you set a realistic budget that fits your lifestyle, you're more likely to have that consistency of saving. And that means that you have the time on your side then to build wealth over time. And when it comes to really growing wealth, frugal people understand that investing and committing to investing is more likely to give you better returns over time than a bog standard savings account. But it has to be long term, because investing typically will see ups and downs. Some years you'll lose money, some years you'll gain more, sometimes you'll kind of flatline. The point is you need to commit to the long term and be able to lock that money away. Here's an example for you. Say you manage to save £500 or $500 a month by cutting back on the amount of takeaways and eating out that you're doing. Say you cut back from eating out and getting a takeaway twice a week to just twice a month. Now put that money into an investment account that provides you with an average return of 8% over the next 20 years, and you'll have nearly £300,000. The next thing that frugal people do every single day is that they make frugality a habit. When you really embrace a frugal mindset, it becomes a normal part of your day-to-day decision making. And so frugal habits form in your day-to-day life completely naturally. You enjoy cooking from scratch instead of getting takeaways or eating out. When the sun is shining, you hang up your laundry outside. Now, we don't actually have a dryer, we have a heated airer and a dehumidifier to speed up drying our clothes, particularly in the winter months. But wherever I can, I will air dry laundry outside on a sunny day, even if it's a little bit cold, which it is at the moment. On a sunny day, I know that I can dry the clothes for free rather than spending money on the energy required to power my heated airer or my dehumidifier. Another frugal habit is never forgetting to use cashback sites when making any purchase. And you stop and think before making a purchase whether something is truly necessary and whether it's something you actually want and will bring you joy, rather than impulse buying. Next, they're savvy to get rich quick schemes. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I open Twitter and TikTok these days, I am just flooded with finance bros and slow living sisters selling me the path to easy riches and trying to sell me on their fabulous lifestyle, which involves very little work, lots and lots of travel, and tons of luxury goods. And they try and tell me that all of this was obtained through not very much hard work. It was all totally easy. I'm not referring here to someone setting up a business, that legitimate business becoming very, very successful over a number of years. Like, that's one thing. What I'm talking about is sketchy investments and dodgy MLM schemes. Ultimately, they're just making money by selling you a fictional dream of how to make money. They keep getting richer while everyone underneath them just keeps giving them money. Frugal people recognize a snake oil salesman when they see one, and they do their research before parting with any of their hard-earned money or their precious time. And finally, they think bigger. It's really great to do small things that cut back on your day-to-day expenses. That is important. However, a frugal person looks for the maximum impact that they can make on their budget by looking at their big ticket expenses and trying to make really effective savings there. And for you, your biggest expenses are probably things like your home and your car and your day-to-day bills. Downsizing your home And buying a car that's inexpensive and not too costly to maintain is gonna save you far more money than just cancelling Netflix. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I would love to know if you consider yourself to be a frugal person and what are the things that you do every single day that make you so frugal. Don't forget to follow for lots more making money and saving money tips from me.